Tem que começar primeiro aí.
Live.
Aí, foi.
Tá na live. Tá pegando o seu. Pode ser aqui?
Essa aqui daí é mais fácil,
Abaixa o celular, tá? A gente...
O controle de áudio do televisor é o seguinte. Dali você tá ao vivo, hein?
The enemy is come, like a thief in the night, but I'm ready to fight. My brother don't think we can win. So the thing God said, open his eyes. He saw the angels surrounding the camp. He saw that God was way more than a man. He saw the end of it all. The script ringing on, we know we gon' win. We taking that dub like Israel. We know that God's with us. We're afraid of our enemies. We gotta take what it is with us. With the Lord on our side, we're not afraid. We know we survive. So gather your courage. We go on the war.
Não, isso aí pode ficar um pouco, isso não tem. Aí vai ter que ter gente pensando, mas é o seguinte, porque você fica exposto uma coisa.
At the end of my life, that I make sure that I die with honor. Fulfill my destiny, there's no stopping me. I will fight until there's no more left. Every breath, every step, until my death. If I fall, I will rise. 'Cause you can't take the home that's inside of me.
Não vai baixar agora, né? Pode falar,
I will rise up from the ashes and fight. See the war started in a faraway land, let's call it Japan. See the emperor had his son and his most trusted man who got jealous because the son was the heir to the throne. So he made up a plan, he would destroy the land. I will take all that I can. Took a third of the army and their supplies were under disguise. See, most of the world with one phrase, you won't surely die. Not for us to live, one man died, so let's look to the sky. So gather your courage, we're going to war. We came from the ashes and now we will ride. At the end of my life, gotta make sure that I die with honor. Fulfill my destiny, there's no stopping me. I will fight until there's no more left. Every breath, every step, until my death. If I fall, I will rise. 'Cause you can't take the hope that's inside of me. At the end of the night, I will rise up from the ashes, rise up from the ashes and fight. At the end of my life, gotta make sure that I die with honor. Fulfill my destiny, there's no stopping me. I will fight until there's no more left. Every breath, every step, until my death. If I fall, I will rise. 'Cause you can't take the hope that's inside of me. At the end of the night, I will rise up from the ashes, rise up from the ashes and fight. See the war started in a faraway land, let's call it Japan. See the emperor had his son and his most trusted man who got jealous because his son was the heir to the throne. So he made up a plan, he would destroy the land. I will take all that I can. A third of the army and in supplies were never disguised. See, most of war with one
Hey everybody. Well, a lot of you guys watching today, got some friends that probably know what happened to me. Anyway, like they say, you could settle for less, you know? And I'm here to kind of try to explain, as I explained this past Saturday to all the Portuguese-speaking people. So I'm here to kind of try to explain to you guys what happened to me. And also to keep the hands up to the USA community, you know? For you guys to learn what your judicial system has become, how corrupt they are, and they're all about filling up private prisons, you know, for profit. But anyway, so I get to the point that I'm going to show you guys from now on some states of my case. The injustice that was done to me has been done to a lot of people also. In fact, there is a lot of people still sitting in prison. They have done absolutely nothing. But because we constantly have been watching all this mass of marketing of the judicial system, the federal system, movies, you know, because we all believe they're all heroes, right? FBI heroes, CIA heroes, but you know what? Today, they can't hide from this anymore, right? Because back in the days, they control the media. They have the power of the media in their hand. Well, today we have the media also, right? Because I bet you all the people that done wrong to me, they never thought that I'll be capable to do this, to talk to the whole entire world and expose your corruption, federal system, right? But anyway, so I want to start thank a lot of the people that has given me the support. Some of my followers has, you know, constantly, you know, given the hands up. I know that some of my friends that is probably online right now, Tony from Bahamas and Mamaduro, you know, Carlos, you know, a whole bunch of people. They know what I went through. They understand what the system has become. But anyway, I was arrested on March 15 of 2012 and wrongful and, you know, charged with the mail fraud. For some of you guys don't understand what mail fraud, we'll be talking about that later. First, I want to talk about those clowns, which they call quarter-point lawyers, right? So, at what point I retained a couple of lawyers which run out of money and end up have to deal with those quarter-point lawyers, right? So, my first lawyer asked me for $40,000 just to go with me into the, which is Mr. Friedman right here, to go to the bond hearing. This clown has done absolutely nothing, you know. In fact, he allowed the prosecutor to produce a fake letter, which we're going to talk about this. This is my standby lawyer, right? For you guys that don't know what standby lawyer is, standby lawyer is the guy that stands next to you in case you need a question for something, because I was representing myself. This one here, Richard Crew. Richard Crew has been my quarter-point lawyer. I want to show this quick here. You can see here, 38 hours, right? Well, this one, the quarter-point lawyer that has told the court that he spent 38 hours look CD discovery. In trial, I proved that CD discovery was blank. How the hell this guy claimed 38 hours, right? Stealing taxpayers' money. You understand this? You pay tax to this government and they steal it from you. 38 hours that he spent, right? He's also claiming here that he spent 21 hours in visitations. This clown came to see me 3 times. Each time he spent me 5 minutes, but he saw another 7 other inmates, right? So look the way to make money. He saw other inmates, he charged all the inmates an hour. This is the quarter-point lawyer, right? Jason Christ. He charged the taxpayers money 42 hours to look the CDs. Blank CDs that was proven trial, right? But he charged 42 hours. Also, a bunch of other crap here altogether he collected from the taxpayers. $34,000 in change in here, right? Easy money on the taxpayers. But he said during my sentence, I have not received discovery. I have not reviewed discovery. Can you imagine this guy? He charged 42 hours, and he say here that he did not review discovery. So then why are you charging the taxpayers for? Corruption, people. I'm going to go ahead and continue review this corruption. And you guys understand what the system, the federal system, has become. Money. Slaving people inside private prison. There you go. Jason Christ charged this court 42 hours, to look blank CDs. But he said during the sentence, right? Now, this is my clown, court-appointed appeal lawyer. When I find out it was manipulation, my transcript, I asked this man to correct, and I want to get the audio verbal, transcripts. Which this clown here say, federal court doesn't have audio verbal transcript. Can you believe it? This is the only lawyer that have done something for me. Robert Abreu. Unfortunately, I run out of money. I couldn't afford his service anymore. That's why the court started appointing all those little clowns paid by the taxpayers refund. But just for you to understand, I have not been able to receive one single help. This is a letter from the prosecutor, which she introduced during my bond hearing. No date. My name is spelled wrong. This address is not mine. Doesn't even exist in Miami. No signature. No nothing. Your Honor, deny Mr. Scott to bail because his immigration status was being denied, which is total lie and fabrication. Was proved in court. There was not. And they tried to use all this nonsense that my marriage is a shame, which I also have proof. You guys can see on the ScottonRacing.com and a lot of videos that I put on YouTube. There is also a bunch of lies and untrue facts, right? But you can see here, the judge himself requests me to speak close to the microphone. My lawyer said there's no such a thing as a recording, but the judge tell me to speak close to the microphone. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring to you guys every single thing. When this clown, FBI age, accused me that my marriage is a shame, they asked him a question. Have you talked to his wife? That she said that marriage is a shame? And she said, well, she said that she doesn't love him anymore. So that makes the marriage a shame? This people has no shame. That's the true fact behind this, right? You can see here on the next one, I have status in this country, right? But they revoked my status, unlawful. My mother, it is a U.S. citizen. Before I was removed from this country, U.S. citizen approved my application I-130. Still, these people legally deport me out of this country. It's something that we're going to talk about. And this is the final letter of my cancellation of my status. March 31st, 2012, right? Now you can see the letter, perfect, right? But the funny thing about this is that March 31st of 2012 was Saturday. Government doesn't work on Saturday. It is shut down. So they don't work on Saturday. You can see another fraud here by the prosecutor and the agent himself, right? Right here, she doesn't love him anymore. How can you say my marriage is a shame? Jackass, freaking monkey business. These people, most of the time they do it. That's all they do it. Monkey business. Collect the taxpayers' money, right? So I'm the one doing fraud. In the meantime, the prosecutor here redacted federal documentation and presented to the jury. See all this thing here? Be redacted by FBI agent Roy Vanbrunt and prosecutor Batman Train. This is the original one. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the thief right there. That's the people that do fraud most of the time. Prosecutor, age, judge, they're all together in this corruption. There's a freaking mob. That's what they are, right? And you can see here this email here between the age Vanbrunt and immigration manipulating my immigration status. Who the hell is this guy think he is, man? He's obsessed, like he's so obsessed to destroy my life. But there was a reason behind it. I'm going to explain to you guys very soon. That's the letter again. When Richie Cruz say the in federal courts is not recording. Can you imagine that this is not recording? And I have a judge constantly, Mrs. Scott, can you speak close to the microphone? Because I can't hear you, right? Now, as you see here, back in the days, I have a visa all-one approved, alien of extraordinary ability. I have the NASCAR teams constantly applying for my visa. So what is the needed for me to end up in a shame marriage? Insurance policy. If I die, my wife receives $800,000. That's how fake my marriage is. I live in Molinero. The brother had terrorized this girl to bring her to testify against me in trial. And she was afraid because they made her believe that she's going to get deported to Cuba. The truth is going to come out, people. And you need to see it. These people have no shame. They destroy everybody's life. They don't care. That's what they did to me. They completely destroyed my life. Right? That's the policy. If someone that make a shame marriage do almost $1 million policy, huh? My wife can go ahead and kill me and she collect the policy, right? That's my wife and my mom. So all those pictures has been played over and over against in front of the jury. I don't know. On 2005, my brother, who is a United States citizen, applied for me also. I decided to not even go through this because I have a visa. But even though my brother applied for me, what is my need to get married to someone that doesn't even have a status in the country? My wife at the time, she doesn't even have a status. She's from Cuba. She's not a United States citizen. This here, this is a marriage certificate. When I married this woman, she was living in the country. In fact, she walked to Mexico and lived to this country from Cuba. And this is a notice proof by my mom. She applied for me, and it was in fact approved, right? Because she's a United States citizen. Judge Roosevelt, the one that has corrupted this trial, this devil woman here, right? She don't care. She think I'm guilty. She violated all my constitutional rights, all my due process rights. She put up so much lies in record, but she couldn't even prove one. David Rodriguez stole $16,000 from my family. Promised that he's gonna go ahead and get me out on a bond. Stole $16,000. I'm still sitting in jail. Him together with the one that court-appointed lawyers stole $16,000 from my mom with a promise to get me out, that I can go ahead and be able to fight the charges against me from outside. Prosecutor redaction. Keep you looking. You guys gonna see the truth now. Hey Tom, appreciate it. You being here. This is the Mickey Mouse spreadsheet. That's the only evidence they got to prove in court. A spreadsheet. So much errors here that shows here accounts open under Federal Express in 2001. Records clear shows that I opened my company in 2007. So why I'm going to open an account on the Federal Express name when I don't even have that kind of business, right? There's so much mistakes, so much thing that was done wrong here. On the end of the day, the FBI confessed that he created that spreadsheet. In trial, they tell the jury the Federal Express has provided the spreadsheet to them. But you can see here is not authentication from Federal Express. What is the federal logo here? What is authentication? Because we in federal court, ladies and gentlemen, we need authentication, right? So what is authentication this? Huh? I've done 80 years of my life with this. The prosecutor said that this package here that I mailed from the United States to Brazil on August 8 of 2008. You know when she claimed the account was open? 2011. August 11, 2008. So how can I possibly ship this package on August 8 when the account was open on August 11? By the way, out of 2,600 invoices, 1,300, almost 1,400 invoices repeat. That shows to you here, $2.5 million in fraud, but not done for me. Done by Andrea Vanbrunt. He's the one that done fraud in this case here. Well, I couldn't find a better picture of Andrea Vanbrunt, but you know, you got the picture. Monkey business, right? And he fabricated the spreadsheet. That's all he did. A fabrication, one after another in this case. Mail fraud, you're gonna learn that there's no mail fraud. See right here, February 3rd, 2014, 7:50 p.m. Andrea Vanbrunt, after the guy from FedEx testified, to correct his mistake, he came to the spreadsheet and modified. So, and he confessed, when I created this spreadsheet, I actually did not focus so much on invoice numbers. So, here you go. Guilty. And the age created the spreadsheet. It's right there. The whole time this thing was on record. Right? And him conspired with immigration to take away my status from the United States because he took the videotape from my interview on 11/18, Mr. Fred Books, it is in record, he lied that he gave the state. When I pressed him during the trial, he said, well, I might have gifts to him. What is the warning? Did you get a warning from the court to get, what is the custody of the state? But he took it. And under oath, he lied that he never did it. He lied that he took it. Judge Rosenbell, Magistrate Williams, racist Judge Moreno, that I got him recused from the case for all the fraud he did to me and all the extra time I did in prison thanks to him. Avoid look the Constitution, avoid, give to me what I deserve, my due process right. Here, this is a clear evidence of a fraud. The jury, after 5 weeks trial, deliberation, what is the charge? There is any claims? We need to support the documentation. The jury is over there for 5 weeks, asking the judge, they don't understand the case. What is the charge? Can you freaking imagine? I'm a judge sitting in court, and the jury pulled this out. This means trial right there, ladies and gentlemen. The Constitution of the United States requires you to stop the trial right now. The jury doesn't understand the case. I served 8 years over this kind of shit. And there's something that I caught Judge Rosenbell misleading the jury. When I caught the prosecutor in lies, the judge started covering up. And then she tried to say, right now, Mrs. Scotton understand wrong. I never asked the prosecutor to correct the record. But you can read this on my website, Scotton Racing, what she specifically said to the prosecutor. I think you need to go correct with the jury the situation of the immunity. Because they claim they give my wife immunity, which they didn't. The prosecutor sent me a letter, right there, trying to intimidate me, say that my wife is going to testify against me because there's people that desperate. These people try to make me plea out, right? And I say, I'm not pleading out of anything. I done shit, absolute nothing I have done wrong, and I'm not going to play out, right? And they keep me putting depression, intimidating my family, threaten my family to go to prison. They even tried to create a freaking case with another fucking inmate sitting in prison with a life on his back that me and my stepfather tried to conspire to kill the agent and his wife. Can you freaking imagine these people? They have no shame whatsoever, right? But it's right here. The judge instructed the prosecutor to make clear to the jury. Instructed. Court called the party side and instructed the government. She was telling the prosecutor what to do. I'm getting these people on a lie. I'm getting the prosecutor on a lie. And the judge, you need to correct this with the jury. Mrs. Scott can do that. And this is the case of my arrest. My ex-wife, Selene Santos, which by the way, her name spells this way, right? She changed her name on a social network because she's hiding from now the truth. Because the truth is about to come up because her, with this little girl here, they are friends with the FBI wife. The FBI wife is from Brazil. So they conspired together with this woman. This woman went to her husband and tell her husband, we need to do something about this guy. He hurt the feelings of my friends. Well, because them, I ended up with 8 years in my life. That's why I went to prison. It's not mail fraud. It's not that I done wrong. Revenge. And this jackass, Roy Vanbrunt, freaking redneck, married to Andrea in 2009. You see right there, ladies and gentlemen, the conspiracy against me and my family. Just because I don't want to be married to a gold digger anymore, they came after me. This is me here, dear Ray James, prisoners of the United States, so they can make money. Thank you. It's hot. And the next here, you see it. I spent 8 years in this box here. This is my bed here, ladies and gentlemen. This is my fucking bed here for goddamn 8 years. Over nothing. This motherfucker's putting me here. Things are about to change now. Make this change. Right there. Can you imagine? Your son sitting there for nothing? And by the way, all you guys that watching me today, pay for this. Taxpayers' money. Right here. And these people getting rich. This is my last time in prison. My last day in prison. When all the inmates put together, they made a pizza for me. because I helped them. I learned the law. I understand. Me and another guy that will probably watch right now, Tony, very smart guy. Renata and Marco. Renata used to be my employee. That's her husband. He came to Mexico, live in this country. She married another guy to get a citizenship. She divorced him, married another guy to get a citizenship. The government know all this, brought her in to lie. Use a convict to come and lie against me. Right? My employee. I hope you're watching this. I'm gonna make you pay for every pain you put in my mother's heart. You're gonna pay for this because you're the one that did the fraud in the United States. Reason, she married her husband again because now she's a citizen of the United States by fraud. By fraud, now she married this guy to go ahead and give him status in the country. Probably already did this. And the government and the agent know this. But they're more interested because they want the race car driver. Their obsession with the race car driver because they want the headlights. Renata divorced her husband, the fake one, on 2014, right after my trial. Right? She married this guy, not even a year. She already divorced the guy. And I proved this in trial to the judge, that this woman, Renata Moreira, this one here, she did a fraud. You watching this, Renata? Huh? Immigration's come to you. Don't be mistaken that your passport is not going to get a revoke. Você vai perder essa cidadania que você ganhou fazendo fraude. I'm going to get you. You got to believe me. I serve a life God. And you're going to see that. That's Renata and this Marco. If you guys see them in the streets, they'll be saying he started in the United States by fraud. Now, want to see the contracts in the United States and the federal justice system? That's it. It's all about to make a deal. That's why they say rates in the federal system is 98%. Because they're going to terrorize your whole family. They're going to terrorize your kids and everybody they can until you sign a deal with them. Sign a deal and go lay down in jail for a couple of years. But otherwise, they'll throw the book on you. Like they did it to me. My case doesn't even freaking care, 7 months. Explain to me, first offender, a professional race car driver that had done so much for the community. You spend 8 years on a bullshit case like this mail fraud crap they give to me. Right? But you're going to see here, the contract, in 3 occasions, the prosecutor, Beth Training, offered me to plea out. Right? And she even said that I should have gone ahead and added my own number. She claimed on the beginning there was a $3 million in loss for Federal Express, UPS, and DHL. But then she come back and here say, well, plea out to the 2 counts of mail fraud, you can argue your number. Well, if I defraud the companies, they want the money back, right? Why? There's something wrong here, right? Why do you want me to now argue my number? There's never been a mail fraud, ladies and gentlemen, in this case. Supreme Court require mail fraud that you send something to someone through the mail or through the private courier companies, right? And then you try to obtain money or property from these people. The allegation in this case here is that I ship auto parts electronics to my clients in Brazil, right? And I defraud Federal Express, the HL, and UPS by not paying for the shipping service. Wait a minute. Mail fraud require you to mail something to take money properly. I didn't mail anything to those companies. Number one. This is the prosecutor here. The witch. Nothing more, nothing less, a freaking fraudulent witch. Represent United States government. Federal Express doesn't have any loss in this case. In fact, when she go ahead and indict me, was 27 counts. Each count is one package. It's no lost amount. She never mentioned any lost amount on the 27 packages. So, if it is no lost amount, then what is the fraud? Right? Secondly, it's the fact that this woman here broke the law once again by come back and trial and amended my indictment. because the indictments, she said that those 27 packets flew to Brazil, right? And when they arrived in Brazil, they were delivered. They caused, and then generated a loss for the companies, right? Well, in trial, she displayed 27 packets. 27 packets claimed to be the same packets she mentioned on indictment. Well, wait a minute. You say in indictment that those packages was delivered. They're here in Brazil now. They're here in court. And besides the point, what is the lost amount? It's no lost amount. Something that required by Supreme Court in order for you to go ahead and get this guy guilty. That's here. That's the intimidation when she said that my wife, pursuant to Giglio versus United States, we wish to advise you that Mr. Race has been advised that had truthful testimony will not result in criminal expose. I exposed her with this letter, which this letter here was attached to a plea agreement. And by the way, which showed that Mr. Vanbrunt, the Mickey Mouse squad, came to jail on a Saturday to threaten me. On a Saturday, this man come to visit me in Broward County Jail. Go look the records in Broward County Jail. You're not supposed to do that, but he came. He came to see me, to intimidate and see if I plea out. Which I told him, and I'm going to tell you again, go suck a brick. They asked me to plea out. They terrorized my family and asked me to plea out. They kicked my mother's door down. My mother recovered from surgery, which, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, the health of my mom went through shit, right? She's now in Brazil. My mother is a United States citizen in Brazil because she's too afraid to stay in her own country. And this politics want to come on TV and talk about terrorism? You're doing this to your citizens. My mother is a United States citizen. She left the United States because you guys terrorized the shit out of her. Freaks. There you go. Deal makers. Sign here, Rog. Just 1 year. I throw the paper in the court so I can sign shit. After this is over, I promise her. Let me try. Until I die, I'm going to find any way that I can to get her license. I want to get your license. You're never going to be able to step your goddamn foot in one goddamn court again. This is the second plea agreement. As we discussed yesterday in closing the plea offer. Now she say here, well, you're free to argue your number. $3 million, now she went down to $2.5 million, but I can argue my own number. This is the second plea. They are desperate. These people are so desperate. And imagine this. At this point here, Rogerio Scotton, no lawyer, I was pro se, no lawyer and no understanding law whatsoever. These people was afraid to go with me in trial because they got nothing. What they got is a fraud. It's a freaking monkey business. It's a freaking court full of a bunch of chimpanzees doing monkey business all day long. That's what they do. And that's why they keep it pushing. One plea agreement after another. And what is the fraud? Huh? What is the fraud? Why Judge Rosenbell didn't saw that? And I asked Judge Rosenbell, what's the discovery? There's the third email sent to the standby lawyer. Right there. 3 counts of mail fraud out of the 27. Well, if Mrs. Scott plead guilty to 3 counts, the false statement to immigration, which is count 28, 29, when they try to say that I give a false statement to immigration about my marriage with Eileen, which is total bullshit, and I'm going to prove because I'm going to post on my website for you guys to see. Which, by the way, everybody, go to scottonracing.com. When you go to the menu bar, you see justice for Scotton. And I've been posting all my videos, all the documentation, all the evidence. It is there. Everybody can see that. All you guys be able to see the truth now. From now on, from me, you're going to see the truth. But they still hiding, right? This is the plea agreement. Plead guilty of mail fraud. It's no mail fraud in this case, Brittany. And you know that. How long you been a lawyer? You know there's no mail fraud. Oh, by the way, the reason I do this here, because in trial, she tried to make fun of me and put a clown here and pretend to be me. Well, that's you, Brittany. Freaking witch. You're nothing but a freaking witch with a license to destroy people's lives. How about that? Freaking witch. And this is the psychopath, Judge Moreno, which I get him off my case. I sue his sorry ass too. You know, in fact, after I went to the appellate court because he denied my habeas corpus illegally. Took 2 years, but appellate court to reverse what he did because I was right. Right? Every freaking petition, every constitutional rights that I claim, every due process that I earn and I have it, was denied by this man. And this is his order denied. Hereby receive, Mrs. Scotton, and hereby denied. Every single one of them. No explanation whatsoever here. Why he's denying my rights, right? It's even difficult for me to go appeal this to the appellate court because I don't know the reason why he denied. He just say, you know what? Screw you, Scotton. Denied. No explanation. I'm the man with the black hat. I bought my cap. You know, I'm the man of the law. But it's right there for everybody to see. Wake up, America. Wake up because they did this to me. Tomorrow they're going to do it to your son, to your granddaughter, if you don't do something about it. That's what they've been doing to all of the people over there. When you see that people hate America so much, this kind of behavior here. This kind of behavior bring hate to the United States because they destroy people's life. How many more? How many more these people can enjoy a good life by stealing money from taxpayers? Because that's all they do all day. The waste of taxpayers' money on a judicial system of the United States shouldn't be able to feed the whole goddamn Africa. Everybody over there should be fed with their money. But no. Let's go ahead and spend all this money to destroy people's life. People, all of you involved in this, do you realize what you've done? That you're going to have to face God one day? You're going to face God. You know? Because He's my Father. I serve Him. And what you've done to me, you're going to pay. Not me. And I really hope He's going to have a mercy on your sorry asses. Right? This is the court right here. Monkey business. All day long. Right? Let's put our money in the pockets. Taxpayers' money. Private prisons are full of people. They forcing inmates, immigrant inmates, to do GED classes. You know why? Every single time someone gets the diploma, it is $2,500 on a pocket of a Geo Group. Which Geo Group has given how much money to Donald Trump? How much money everybody has collected from Geo Group? That's the motion that I followed. Do not publish. I won this. Judge Moreno denied my habeas corpus, and I won because I proved the appellate court that my due process right was denied, was unlawful denied to me. And they reversed and vacated his order, which right now, after what? I filed my habeas corpus in December 11, 2017. My habeas corpus is still pending. And 4 different motions. I filed 4 different motions to Judge Moreno on the case of the United States. Every motion that I asked him to correct his mistake, because this is a clear, intentional mistake, he denied without any explanation. When I went back to appellate court to the same thing, and I asked the appellate court to reverse, like that, they reversed. Of course, it took 2 years for them to do that. So I endured another 2 years in prison. But that's what they do. You sit in prison. Your life's getting destroyed. Time is going by. Your friends forget you, right? They can't remand. A judge that been sitting over there for more than 20 years. You want to freaking tell me that you don't know what you done was wrong? You don't know that you denied me my habeas corpus was illegal, unlawful, and intentional? You freaking racist. You're a piece of shit. That's what you are. And you sit over there, how disgusting this is. This guy sitting over there on the bench as a judge, man. Huh? How can someone give a power to a corrupt person like this one? Right there. Denied. No explanation. Every word from this Judge Moreno. He never gave me one single explanation why. And I'm not even a lawyer. I'm a pro se litigant. Right? And I have the rights to understand why he denied me my orders. Under the law. With the law. Now, this is another scenario here, the corruption. This lady, Figueroa Contreras, right? As soon as my trial was over, she collected $60,000 from my family with a promise to appeal my case on a direct appeal. $65,000 stolen. This woman never even submitted a motion of appearance in court. She never legally have represented me. When I start pressuring this woman for the money, she created more fraud to cover up her fraud. Now, I told you previously that the bondsman with the court-appointed lawyer took $16,000 from my family, right? Well, put that to the tab. Another $65,000 of my family is stolen by people that have a license. These people have a legal license. These people stealing, destroying people's life. When I filed this complaint to the Florida bar, which I did because she refused to give the money back, no, she did. She created a fake letter agreement. And now she claimed this letter that she's supposed to do something completely different from what we're asking for. She signed, but it's not there. I didn't sign, right? Florida bar require every lawyer of not collect the money from client before a contract is signed. So she already violated Florida bars. When I went to Florida bar, they went against me, and I got all the proof here. So now I promised to give $25,000 back, which I signed and sent back to her this letter. And a new contract that she said I'm entitled to receive $25,000 back from the 65. I still have not received that money. She never gave me the $25,000 back. And she get away with this. Can you freaking imagine I'm sitting in prison all this time? You know, I'm sitting in prison all this time, 8 years. And I got these people doing fraud against me and my family. With the knowledge of the judge. Because every step of the way, I have to follow motions, petitions. And I told everybody, hey, this lawyer took money. She used my case to go ahead and took money from us. Oh, I can do nothing. No, we have no jurisdiction because she never signed as your lawyer. This immigration tried to deport me now, ladies and gentlemen. Right? They came to prison and used my restitution against me, which is totally legal, right? And the same day they give the final order deportation. Well, another violation of my due process rights because the date of order shows that I have 10 days to object, which I did. I went to appellate court, right? The prosecutor from Washington, D.C., she didn't answer my allegations because they tried to say that now I'm an aggravated felony, I have to be deported. But they use against me the restitution, which is not linked to the 27 counts of a mail fraud. That's what the Supreme Court say here. In order to qualify me as aggravated felony, you need to show that each count of a conviction exceeds $10,000. 27 counts of a mail fraud, not one single penny. The restitution is not even linked to the 27 counts. The prosecutor now canceled my order of deportation. Right there. She canceled on January 17 of 2020. Because I filed the motion, they don't want the appellate court to review that. Because if the appellate court review that, now it's the trouble, right? So they cancel my order. Because if a 3-panel judge review this and find out, hold on a second, it's got a 27 counts of a mail fraud, no lost amount. Why this guy still sitting in jail, right? But she canceled. And then she, on the same day, my mother's United States citizen, by the way, on the same day, she filed a new order to remove me from the country. Right? And then I filed another petition to the court. Then on the third time, they filed that petition. They came to the ICE detention because I'm already out of the BOP custody. They handcuffed me and shocked me and took me out of this country like an animal. And I have this approved notice here by ICE, by immigration, that my United States citizen mother applied for me. She's legally blind. I declare a hardship because she's 76 years old. That's the way they took us out of the country. Shaku like a freaking animals. Animals. I don't see my people in Brazil doing this to your people. I never see that. But you guys doing this to us. For 3 straight days, I was shackled and handcuffed like that, like a freaking animal without even use a bathroom. There's a fucking 9 hours flight from Puerto Rico. I went from Georgia, Texas, Louisiana, Puerto Rico, and finally in Brazil. 3 days. Until I arrived here in Brazil. 10 minutes before we arrived, 10 minutes before we arrived, they took the handcuffs off because they don't want the Brazilian government to see such a thing. 10 hours. 3 days straight like this. I want the American people to tell me now. I want you guys to write me and tell me if you agree with this kind of behavior here. I'm a professional race car driver. I done nothing wrong. I didn't kill anybody to deserve this. Huh? What kind of message they're going to allow your government to send out? And then you guys want to say something about terrorism? What is this? When we board this airplane, it was kids. Kids with their mothers. Like this. Watching this. Do you guys think this is normal behavior on this society today? Mail fraud. I explained to you guys what the mail fraud is. Which this case, we don't have it. We got a 27 package sitting in court. No lost amount. The indictment, by the way, shows 27 packages mailing to Brazil. Delivery, no money lost. When I asked the judge, hey, what is all the way bills? I want all the documentation. Give me all the business records that I can verify the spreadsheet. They don't have it. The judge put a false statement in the court. Judge Rosenbell, and you know it. I hope you're watching this. You know what you say in record it is fake. That is false. Because you know why? You cannot come back right now and show me one single evidence of every crap you say in record. None of them, right? She say that the prosecutor has given to me the discovered CDs and all the business record is there. In trial, I prove in trial. The CD was blank, right? And that shows the fraud of my court-appointed lawyers, which I showed you guys previously. They declared 29, 38 hours, 42 hours, right? They declared that they used to look blank CDs. In court, when I find out all the situation, and I told the judge, she excused the jury from the courtroom, right? And told the prosecutor, give me fresh copy of the CDs. For what? We are already trying. You think I'm going to be able to review this? You have 2 years to do that. Well, but you give me those clowns as lawyers, and they have done shit. Because have those lawyers done anything, they will verify the government, they'll verify this court, right? That CD was blank. Now, I followed my habeas corpus response to the magistrate report, and I demand the South Florida District Court to give me the goddamn evidence that you guys have against me. Because the government doesn't have it. Who has it? Who has it? Because someone gonna pay for this 8 years that I done in prison. Period. Someone gonna have to pay for 8 years that I serve of my life in prison. That I destroy my freaking mother's health. A United States citizen, ill and legally blind woman have to leave the country because of this government. Can you freaking imagine that? Imagine that. Mail fraud, ladies and gentlemen. Such a thing doesn't even exist. If I raise the money, which I'm trying to do right now, if I raise the money to get a respect to lawyers, a team of respect to lawyers, they will eat this case. They will eat these people, like it's no tomorrow. Because it's not such a thing. And I'm not going to count with the amount of a constitutional violation in my case. It is so much violation in this case. Even the standby lawyer before trial told me, don't worry about trial, Mrs. Scotton. This case has so much violations that it's going to get a reverse on appeal, right? But because Rosenbell already conspired with the court appoint, what is his name? Richard Clue. This bozo violated my rights for 2 years. Richard Clue have followed 7 extensions. He followed 7 extensions to appellate court to request for them to postpone my appeal. Something that any lawyer knows, the history of a 11th circuit, they don't do that. You can pray if they grant you 2 extensions. Well, Richard Clue got a 7 extension. You know he got his 7 extension, his wish granted? Because after my trial, Judge Rosenbell moved to the 11th circuit. So she's right there maneuvering, covering up her mistakes. Make sure nothing's going to get exposed. But I got the facts now. I got the truth. I got everything here to prove everybody what you guys done to me. And don't mistake me. I'm not stopping. This is just the beginning. I'm gonna go after everybody. everybody that done me wrong, as God is my wish, with the law, with the faith in my God, every single one of them gonna pay. You guys gonna get so embarrassed for what you guys done, because what you guys doing right now, it is embarrass this United States. You ashamed. You ashamed. Should be ashamed what you guys done. Judge Rosenbell, you're disgraceful to any courts in the world. Any lawyer will see this case, it is felt with dirty. Cover up. That's what the judge did the whole time. Cover up. One after another. But now I found my habeas corpus. My final shot. I respond to the judge. Right? Judge William. And I say, Judge William, I hope you're hearing this right now. Okay? You might not like the way I approach the court. You might think that I have an unprofessional way to send motions to guys, but I'm sick and tired of the BS. I'm sick and tired of your people, clerk of the court, magistrate race, everybody using false information on the public record. Judge Willie used to be a public defender back in the days. You are head of the public defender, and you know what I'm talking about. You cannot sit in your bench anymore and tell me that you're going to deny this habeas corpus, so we'll give them the chance to come in court on an evidentiary hearing and have this proof. Go ahead and give me the evidence you got against me. And let me prove you that these people did a fraud against me. That Andrea Vanbrunt, together with his wife and my ex-wife and his friend, created the situation just to revenge me because I divorced that gold digger. Everything was a lie. This whole case was a lie. What a waste of taxpayers' money, Judge William. What a waste of, so many people that can eat with their money. So many people stressing right now without money. And you guys burn this taxpayers' money and destroy in the meantime people's life. This is me. This is the life you guys destroy. You want to freaking tell me that I have the need? I help you guys. Look, how many times I spend a whole day inside Aventura Mall raising money for you guys, for the police office. I help you guys. You guys use my name. You guys use me as a race car driver, and you guys took advance on this. But I'm not going to allow it anymore. I'm telling this right now. Do what's right, Judge William. If you watch this, because this is going to get you. Because you know what? If you don't watch this, don't worry about it. I got your email. I'm going to email you a copy of this video. Do what's right for once. In the name of God, please stop the cover up. Do what the Constitution of this country requires you to do. Do what the due process of this country requires you to do it. Do what the law requires you to do, which is reverse this case. Reverse this case. Because it's no fraud. If someone did a fraud here, it is your people. The agent, the prosecutor. Look how many pages of a documentation that I have a post in here. And I'm going to continue because I got more coming in. Look, the jury itself. On deliberation, I got a jury sitting in court and doing her nails. What is this, man? She's doing her nails in court. She's not even paying attention what I'm saying on the final argument. Judge Rosenbell stopped the trial for 4 weeks. Sent the jury home. And on Friday, she called me, in court to deny my rights to bring, witness. I have a witness that was threatened by Andrea Vanbrunt, which we prove in court. Not only prove in court that the agent called this person with authorization, we prove that he lied on the stand, on the wall. He lied. I asked him flat out, have you called Ron Wolf? He said no. Have you spoke to him? He said no. When we call Mr. Wolf, hey, have Roy Vanbrunt call you? Yeah, he called me. And I looked at the judge, Your Honor, your agent here just approached himself, understand it. Mrs. Scott continue asking questions. This is disgraceful, man, for a federal judge sitting there and I proved that agent, that scumbag, redneck, Mickey Mouse agent, man, sitting there many times in line. He lied many times in the stand. Falsified documentation, manipulating everything. Because, that's another thing. I cannot say nothing. Everything you say, everything they use on their behalf. Everything. But the game stops now. I'm not gonna allow. This is me in Miami Children's Hospital. Criminal. Children Miami Hospital, kids on the malls. That's what you guys took from me. So that's why I'm here right now asking everybody that watching this, please enjoy me in this fight. Not only because me, because the others there. And it's gonna be more. And it's gonna continue more and more and more until us as a people do something to stop this. We need to stop this nonsense. You know? We need to, everybody that went through this, you need to start doing the same. You need to show the world what the judicial system in the United States has become. Just nothing but a profit. They sell inmates on Wall Street. Geo Group making $3 billion every year with the taxpayers' money. Right? People dying inside those prisons. How much more? How much more of this nonsense we're gonna go on? Please, everybody, write your questions to me. Whatever you want to say. I'm here to answer those questions because you know what? For 8 years I learned a new United States that nobody seems to know. Or at least those that went through the system is too much afraid to speak up. I'm not afraid. If I'm afraid of someone in this world today, I'm afraid of a God. I don't care what anybody do to me at this point in my life. I'm afraid of a God. I'm not afraid of you, Judge Rosenbell, or Beth Mitreni, or Roy Vanbrunt with your Mickey Mouse squad and your guns and crap. I don't care. I want a justice. I want a justice because it took my life. Not only took my life, it almost took my mother's life too. My mother's sitting home. She can barely walk in those days. She's overweight after 6-7 surgery. She's got all kind of different disease. Thanks to an American government. Thanks for the terrorism you guys done to her. Andrea Vanbrunt, many times come to my mother's house. Many times going to my stepfather's work to threaten him, to intimidate him. Which, by the way, I hope he's watching. Carlos, thanks so much for everything you've done to me, man. I never saw so much love come from a person like you did it for me. I really appreciate everything you've done for me. But it's that. That's the life, and you guys now gonna know the truth. I really appreciate for you, all your people help. And I'm asking you guys, if you can, please help me, right? I post a PayPal account out of my website. I'm trying to raise money because they broke me, they corrupt me, right? And I need to raise this money. The only way I can fight this now is gonna be with a good team of a lawyer. But I'm gonna continue this. Next week, I'm back here with more news. I wanna tell you in details about my immigration scenario, you know, and everything else you guys need to learn about the system because you guys need to be careful. You live in there right now. They did this to me and my family, but they're gonna do it to your family too. Don't be surprised, they will. Oh, I'm not doing anything wrong. You don't need to do anything wrong. I have not done anything wrong, and they still did this to me. Until next time, guys. Appreciate it.